Alright, welcome to Chapter 6, Akumu Fail Collection, Part 3. So I had to break Chapter 6 up into 3 sets because Chapter 6 itself probably contributed to about 150 to 200 deaths easily on its own. Most of this I actually only die one time before I get to the boss, and that's because I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I didn't even bother solving this puzzle. I decided just to run through the doorway, and that's of course going to kill me. It was pretty funny, at least from my perspective. I took that one with a, like, yeah, I was stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. But all the rest of these deaths are on the boss called the Sentinel. Now, it's a fast-moving boss that is just very difficult for me to hit. And you can see I'm making sure I'm loaded up. My initial strategy is I'm going to put down shock bolts and I'm going to stun it, and I'm just going to pump it full of explosions and just hope I can get through it. Because even on survival mode, I had a problem fighting this boss and not getting hit. So it's going to be a tough deal for me. But it doesn't work out that well for me, and then I have to modify my strategy. So I do die quite often, and a lot of times I die within the first 2 to 3 seconds of the fight. So you can see we got the vagina face looking dog. It has 2 mouths. It has a mouth under his mouth. It's very creepy. And I at least dodged that first attack, and so here I go. I'm going to start using my shock bolts. Nope, I'm dead. So that happens a lot. As you see, it's going to be death after death after death, and I didn't actually have to edit these clips a lot. All I did was take out the loading screens. I literally am loading up the game and dying this fast. Occasionally I jump to where I get my back to the wall, but that's maybe an extra 3 seconds. So this boss is really fast, and man, well, you know, he's not, I wouldn't say he's necessarily cheap. It's just, he's hard for me to hit, and I don't really have a good strategy at this point because the shock bolts aren't going to do anything if he doesn't run across them. So I try to start trying to use a shotgun, and as you can see, I'm still not good at dodging some of his attacks. So he, like I said, he's just so fast, and obviously it's still one-hit kills. So I think I spent more time looking at a loading screen during this boss than I did actually fighting this boss. And so this time I'm trying out a different technique. I'm going to blast him with the shotgun to knock him down, and then just pump him with a few more shells. But you can see he kind of like dragged through me, and I just exploded. He wasn't even moving that fast. So the thing about him is every time he starts, he immediately does this jump attack. So you just got to move behind him, and then you try to line up and figure out which bush he's in, and then just pull that trigger the second he gets in. And I would say like 60% of the time I fire too late or too early, and I die. So it is a lot of repetitive deaths, and most of the time they're early on, but a little bit towards the end they start happening later on in the fight, and it's so frustrating because just knowing you have to do the whole thing over. And see, in that point I was thinking, well, maybe I can put a lightning bolt trap down to stun him, and well, he just kind of walked around it. So I was like, well, that sucks. So I go back to my technique of just trying to use the shotgun and hoping for the best, but I have pretty good shotgun stock at this point. So I have a few problems with this boss. Like, one, I feel like he might be a little too fast. I'm having some major problems with him. I don't know if anybody else was, but I was having a lot of problems getting that first hit in. I honestly think I beat him because it's just stupid random luck. Because most of the time I'm doing, I think, what I think should work. Because that's kind of what I did on survival, and I know I've said that those strategies don't work, but he's just really fast, and he's very, very hard to hit. And they've actually added something new to the stage that really, really pisses me off. And I'll talk, you'll see that in a minute, and then I'll start talking about it. Like I said, he's pretty fast, but he's easy to hit for me when he comes from the really far distance bushes, but when he's on the close ones, he's a little hard to hit. So see, now I got a better technique. Drop him down, stun him, and then just pump him full of explosive bolts. And see, that actually did quite a bit of damage. So I was pretty proud, but I couldn't get to the other side to give myself room fast enough. I still only have like the 2nd or 3rd level of sprint, so I don't have like the full 6 or 8 seconds or whatever. So I can't really run too far before I just start like huffing and puffing and then fall over to die. At this point, I really don't know what's going on. I think I didn't know which bush he was coming from, and that was just straight up, just I guess, dumb luck. And I'm like not sure which bolt to fire anymore. So I'm like, let me see if I can get some space, and I can't. You literally cannot outrun him. You pretty much always have to keep him like in your field of vision to dodge him. And I guess I thought I was gonna try to just stun him right off the bat. That was pretty dumb. But you can see my technique has pretty much gone, go to the backside and just stand there because you get a pretty good view of everything. And you just put them down. And that's not too bad. Now one thing you can notice is you might be seeing like those little red blood flesh specks. I had no idea what those were until I got to this stage. Because I never paid attention. And what they are is it's a signal that you're actually near a trap. So one of the things they add to this is they add traps. And there are bear traps all over the center, and I think there's some on the left and right. I don't really know. I didn't go over that much. But you can see I'm doing pretty damn good now. I mean, I've got a system going. So, you know, I'm actually pretty excited until I stepped in that damn bear trap, and that's when I realized there's bear traps in the center, and they weren't there on Survivor. So those things end up killing me quite a bit. So I was kind of thinking this boss was a little bit cheap because sometimes he'll trigger their bear traps, and you can't really stealth. See, it happened again. Didn't even notice that. You can't really stealth to look around and pick them up. You just got to learn where they are and try to dodge them and get yourself a good path to go through. And obviously, I still haven't learned all of them yet. They keep hitting me. So I feel like this boss is a little bit cheap because it's like there's a lot of luck that you don't just accidentally run into a bear trap, or like what happened there where he runs next to you and kind of just shifts you into the bear trap. So it's like either way he's going to kill you because he touched you or you got shifted into the bear trap. So I thought that's kind of crap. And like I said, he's a little too fast and I don't have like the greatest reaction skills. But this is the time it actually goes really well. And see, you can see all the little red paper looking blood crap. That lets you know that there's a trap. So apparently there's a trap right next to me and I don't give a shit. So this one actually goes pretty well. And there's a lot of luck that happens here. So it's pretty awesome. I'm exclusively sticking to the shotgun. I only got one shell, but if you notice, I'm putting them down each time because I've gotten at least a little bit better. And for some reason, he decided just to stand there for a little bit and let me shoot him. And I've also learned a lot better about his leap attack, so I know to like actually just commit to the one direction. And one of my problems is when I'd see that, I would like for some reason decide to run the other way, and of course you're dead. You got to just commit to one direction and run. So I'm getting a little nervous because I'm like starting to get low on shotgun ammo. And I'm like, I know I've hit him enough that I'm like, damn, dude, I've got to be really close. So I'm just hoping for the best at this point. I'm just kind of staying in my little trap-free zone, and I don't know how that did not hit me. That actually should have hit me. But he gave me the perfect opportunity to start stunning him. And I'm struggling switching to the right crossbow. As you can see, I'm just firing shit and missing. Totally wasted a shock bolt. How that happened, I don't know. He hit me, but he got hit with a frostbolt. So I just pump everything I have. I've already hit him with 2 explosive bolts, and I just unload. He is dead. He's been dead a while. He's been dead, but I just kept firing. So I finally got past the boss. So I'll see y'all in Chapter 7.